6 to 10 in the 5 elements of Vāyu. Prasaran. Prasaran is to spread, expand. When there is prasaran, expansion in the body, I am aware of it. When there is absence of prasaran, then also I am aware of it. This prasaran is not me. This prasaran is not mine. This prasaran belongs to the element of Vāyu. I am the observer of this prasaran, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not prasaran and it is not mine. 7. Dhavan. When there is dhavan, when one is running, I am aware of it. When there is absence of dhavan, then also I am aware of it. This dhavan is not me. This dhavan is not mine. This dhavan belongs to the element of Vāyu. I am the observer of this dhavan, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not dhavan and it is not mine. 8. Valan. When there is valan, body twists and movement in the joints, I am aware of it. When there is absence of valan, then also I am aware of it. This valan is not me. This valan is not mine. This valan belongs to the element of Vāyu. I am the observer of this valan, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not valan and it is not mine. 9th, chalan. When there is chalan, one is walking. I am aware of it. When there is absence of chalan, then also I am aware of it. This chalan is not me. This chalan is not mine. This chalan belongs to the element of Vāyu. I am the observer of this chalan, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not chalan and it is not mine. 10th, akunchan. When there is akunchan, body constricts, I am aware of it. When there is absence of akunchan, then also I am aware of it. This akunchan is not me. This akunchan is not mine. This akunchan belongs to the element of Vāyu. I am the observer of this akunchan, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not akunchan and it is not mine.
So prasaran, dhavan, chalan, valan, akunchan. When all these activities happen in the body, you are the observer. Now, you are the observer, but yet you don't address to it, you don't see to it, you don't act like it, and you don't be like it. Although you are not to be made into an observer, you are an observer, but yet this realization is missing. Now in yoga, Ashtanga yoga, the major part after the yama and niyama is the asana, which you do and which seems sometimes so difficult to many people. But actually that is the time when you can address and meditate in this way, that when you expand and move your limbs, it's not me and it's not mine. So it's not arms we are talking about. We are talking about the expansion. When you moved your foot from one point to another, when you moved your neck, or when you twisted your waist. So who is twisting? Not me, not mine. Who is expanding? The body, not me and mine. Who is constricting? Not me, not mine. So this is something which is not to be just understood and read alone. This is something which you need to experience. Now the body is sitting, it's neither expanding, not walking, not running, not twisting, it's just sitting. But even while sitting, are you aware that body is sitting? Is body being observed or not? When you sit, you just sit. You don't see it that this body is sitting and not me. So at what point is your attention? You become a body and you sit like a body. You don't sit as if you are not sitting. When running, you are not running. When constricting the body, you are not constricting. When the body is walking, it's not me who is walking, and I am the observer. So any movement, the 5 types of movements which have been addressed over here. So all these 5 movements, see, as long as the body is alive, one of this movement will going to happen in the body. Naturally. But naturally this won't come that I am the observer of all these movements because of the 5 elements. So I am not the 5 elements is just a very empty statement. But when you bring this statement into the detail of prasaran, dhavan, valan, chalan, akunchan, expansion, walking, running, twisting, and constricting. So whenever body is going into all these 5 different modes of motion, at that point, who are you and what are you? Are you being just a body and doing that? Or are you seeing it as an observer? So I would say the observer has to be observed. It's a very poignant but very diametrically opposite statement what I am saying. You are the observer and you have to observe your own self. In Hindi language sometimes if somebody gets angry with somebody, they say, go and look your face in the mirror. Or they say, go and wash your face. No, it's very strange. Right? Just शीशे मुंह देख. Look yourself in the mirror. Meaning, who are you to say this? So looking in the mirror, use this idiom into this thing that observer has to be observed. You are always paying attention on objects and on people. And you are always paying attention to the body by seeing it as me. And this sense of me has gone so deep that if 20 years ago your father rebuked you, you still suffer because of that. If 30 years ago your boyfriend ditched you, you are still suffering because of that. How pathetically ignorant that can be. But our minds are so filled with darkness that we hold on to all the painful experiences and store it like a very wealthy treasure. And we hide it from everybody, and then we don't find somebody to whom we can confide. And when we find somebody to whom we can confide, then you do the vomit. Vomit, oh, this happened to me, that happened to me, this happened to me, that happened to me. And that person, if he's a psychiatrist, will pay. You'll have to pay that person. And if that person is a Guruji like me, oh, for free you'll eat my head. But I for last many years, I have said, I am not going to allow anybody to vomit on me. You held garbage in your mind, you deal with it. So somebody has a papa issue, somebody has a husband issue, somebody has a mama issue, somebody has a daddy issue, somebody has a boyfriend issue, somebody has a nobody loved me in my life issue. So you are holding those issues and you totally forgot that this body and this mind is like a clay pot and you are distinctly different and separate from it. You will never need any psychiatrist if you understand this much, that whatever crap happened to body and mind was and is never you. And you were just the observer of whatever happened. To body, to mind. Something bad happened. But if you understand this, that this body is just like a clay pot, and this is neither me nor mine, do you think so that there is any room for any depression left there? Or any sadness left there? So after listening to me, have some depression stories to tell. Why? Why are you being such a nincompoop? Why do you wish to hold on to that things which happened long ago? And it happened to the body and it's not you. It's like, see, this my chunni, if this gets torn and I begin to cry that I am torn. That's what your behaviors are when you cry about, oh, this happened to me. Oh, my mom did this to me. My dad did this to me. My pharana, my dhimkana, A, B, C, D, all those people who came in your life. And you wish to carry all that as if it was such a... And I have seen people are so proud of their miseries. The 4 friends were sitting in a cafe. One started saying, oh, we were very poor, we had no food to eat and this and that. The other said that that's nothing. We used to beg for food. We were like beggars. The third one said, that's nothing. We had to steal food. And the fourth one said, that's nothing. My dad died while stealing the food. Now, this competition happens. So whose story is more sad? And that sometimes becomes just an attention-seeking modus operandi because nobody is giving you attention. So let's speak a story which is so heart-wrenching that whosoever, oh, so sad, and hugs you and embraces you and becomes your friend and gives you a shoulder. It's just blabbering of an ignorant mind. This happened to me. And see, here Vedanta says, this body is not me. And all the activities of the body which happened, or the mind, the emotions which happened, are not me, are not mine. And I'm just the observer, untouched, unscathed, uninjured, like a light onto myself. And I am the Satchitanand. Observer in Sanskrit is called Sakshi. I am the Sakshi, the witness. Who observed all that? And that whatever it was on the body, on the mind, on the intellect, on the subconscious is not me. So why the hell should I care about it? It was like watching a drama. It was just like watching a cinema. See, in the cinema, before the picture starts, there's just stark, clean, white screen. And then the camera, the projector is switched on, and the digitized film is exhibited. And that white, plain screen begins to show us a whole new world. And the story and the music and the dialogue and the dance and the action and the sequence and, tears and laughters and intimacies and yelling and yearning and crying and longing, and the whole drama is there. And people are crying while watching that. and the other person, why is he crying? Some people get so involved in it. They cry. They say, watching a horror film, they might pee in their pants. And there's nothing on the screen. And yet it can be so moving. People had, I think so, long ago this film came, I was in the school, I remember, Exorcist. And that was the film where people were putting bets that if you can go in an empty cinema hall, just you, and you can come out alive, we'll give you this much money. And nobody would dare to do it, because whether it was rumor or not, but this was a very big rumor that many people died while watching that film. They had heart failures just watching that film. That was so horrible. Right? But inside that cinema hall, nothing is there. Just say while this horror thing is going on and the very jarring music is there at a very high decibel, suddenly the light goes off. Then person realizes, oh, it's just a screen. What happened to light? What happened to light? Do something, do something. Then the light comes back and again the show begins. So you are that screen. Now this screen can be called the mind on which the whole drama is happening, and you are the viewer who is watching this drama. But you are that foolish viewer who considers this drama as true. And Vichar Chandrodaya is saying, know that I am not this and this is not mine. So I can bet a million, not dollars, rupees. Huh? If you can be depressed or angry or sad or miserable, if you really understand what I'm saying now. So if you are miserable, sad, angry, agitated, depressed, broken, whatever, then this just means that you do not have the knowledge and you do not have the understanding at all of this great truism of Vedanta, that you are the observer. You don't have to become an observer. So don't ask, how can we become the observer? I am saying you are the observer. Just knowing is enough.
11 to 15 in the 5 elements of Teja. 11th, Nidra. When there is Nidra, sleep, I am aware of it. When there is absence of Nidra, then also I am aware of it. This Nidra is not me. This Nidra is not mine. This Nidra belongs to the element of Teja. I am the observer of this Nidra, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not Nidra and it is not mine. 12th, Trisha. When there is Trisha, thirst, I am aware of it. When there is absence of Trisha, then also I am aware of it. This Trisha is not me. This Trisha is not mine. This Trisha belongs to the element of Teja. I am observer of this Trisha, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not Trisha and it is not mine. 13. Kshuddha. When there is Kshuddha, one is hungry, I am aware of it. When there is absence of Kshuddha, then also I am aware of it. This Kshuddha is not me. This Kshuddha is not mine. This Kshuddha belongs to the element of Teja. I am the observer of this Kshuddha, this like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not Kshuddha and it is not mine. 14th, Kanti. When there is Kanti, radiance, I am aware of it. When there is absence of Kanti, then also I am aware of it. This Kanti is not me. This Kanti is not mine. This Kanti belongs to the element of Teja. I am the observer of this Kanti, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not Kanti and it is not mine. 15. Alasya. When there is Alasya, lethargy, I am aware of it. When there is absence of alasya, then also I am aware of it. This alasya is not me. This alasya is not mine. This alasya belongs to the element of Teja. I am the observer of this alasya, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not alasya and it is not mine.
16 to 20 in the 5 elements of Jal. First, lar. When there is lar, salivation, I am aware of it. When there is absence of lar, then also I am aware of it. This lar is not me. This lar is not mine. This lar belongs to the element of Jal. I am the observer of this lar, like a non-looker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not lar, and it is not mine. 17th, sweth. When there is sweth, perspiration, I am aware of it. When there is absence of sweth, then also I am aware of it. The sweth is not me. The sweth is not mine. The sweth belongs to the element of Jal. I am the observer of this sweth, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not sweth, and it is not mine. 18th, mutra. When there is mutra, urination, I am aware of it. When there is absence of mutra, then also I am aware of it. This mutra is not me. This mutra is not mine. This mutra belongs to the element of Jal. I am the observer of this mutra, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not mutra, and it is not mine. 19th, shukra. When there is surge in shukra, I am aware of it. When there is reduction in shukra, then also I am aware of it. The shukra is not me. The shukra is not mine. The shukra belongs to the element of Jal. I am the observer of the shukra, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not shukra, and it is not mine. 20th, shonit. When there is shonit, formation of blood, I am aware of it. When there is absence of shonit, depletion of blood, then also I am aware of it. The shonit is not me. The shonit is not mine. The shonit belongs to the element of Jal. I am the observer of the shonit, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not shonit, and it is not mine. 21 to 25, in the 5 elements of Prithvi. 21st, rome. When there is excess of rome, skin pores, I am aware of it. When there is depletion of rome, then also I am aware of it. This rome is not me. This rome is not mine. This rome belongs to the element of Prithvi. I am the observer of this rome, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not rome, and it is not mine. 22nd, tvacha. When tvacha senses touch, I am aware of it. When there is absence of tactile sensation, then also I am aware of it. This tvacha is not me. This tvacha is not mine. This tvacha belongs to the element of Prithvi. I am the observer of this tvacha, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not tvacha, and it is not mine. 23rd, nadi. When nadi, arteries function, I am aware of it. When the nadi doesn't function, then also I am aware of it. This nadi is not me. This nadi is not mine. This nadi belongs to the element of Prithvi. I am the observer of this nadi, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not nadi, and it is not mine. 24th, mass. When mass, muscle increases, I am aware of it. When it decreases, then also I am aware of it. This mass is not me. This mass is not mine. This mass belongs to the element of Prithvi. I am the observer of this mass, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not mass, and it is not mine. 25th, asthi. When the asthi, bone, is in alignment, I am aware of it. When it is not, then also I am aware of it. This asthi is not me. This asthi is not mine. This asthi belongs to the element of Prithvi. I am the observer of this asthi, like an onlooker of the clay pot, who is distinct from it. In this manner, know that I am not asthi and it is not mine. Know it this way, that the 25 elements are not me and not mine.
Now these are very, very important, sentences, passages. These are like, I would say, a practical guide of how your intellect and mind should be and how you need to develop this new intellect with which you are understanding at the moment now. And this is how you need to apply it. I'll just give you one small happening. One time we were in Kumbh, maybe 96 or 97 in Prayagraj. So in those days there was this young boy Gopal from Kanpur, and there was one another who would accompany us. So me and two of these boys, and there was one lady, another from Kanpur, she was also serving. So one day I had been talking about that when any emotion comes in, that's like a flood. So would you be aware enough to not get drowned in that flood of emotion and say, I am the observer of this emotion? See, when the river is flowing normally, you can maybe cross by swimming it. But if river is flooded and the waters are swirling and twirling, there's a huge flow, heavy current in the water. Even good swimmer may just drown in it or just get swayed into it. So when any emotion, whether it is of krodh, anger or attachment or sexual desire, when this comes, it always comes like a flood. And most of the times, your mind drowns in it. And it doesn't take actually a very big floody thing to happen. Even in a normal situation, your mind is ready to just get swallowed up in that emotion which comes in. That was the talk happening. And I talked about Gurdjieff, who could, in a very dramatic way, like he's talking to three people, one on right, one on left, and maybe one in the center. And he's on a chair and the others are also on the chair. And so when he would look at the left, he can give such an angry, red, swollen eyes look to that person that without saying a word, the person might pee in his bed. But when he would turn his head on the right to this other listener, he can have such a loveful, kind, compassionate, droopy eyes that person is just melting with the love by just seeing in the Gurdjieff's eyes. And maybe to a third person, Gurdjieff could give a look of being absolutely stoic and, silent and indifferent, as if ignoring that person. And that person would just die in his heart that why Master is being so cold to me. So he was such a master performer that to three people, he could give these three different faces. So I had been talking about Gurdjieff's these experiments with his disciples. He was a very hard taskmaster. He was not an easy to be with the master. Many, stories are there for he being very harsh and changing his moods and changing his language and whatnot. Anyhow, so one day what happened that Hari got a little mischievous. So when Gopal went out to do something, when he came back, the moment he entered in, Hari tried to act the best what he could do, and that is made such an angry face and actually shouted very loud at him that Gopal started crying. He was shaking and he was crying. And I was sitting on my on my wooden bed and was watching what's going on, and I knew that what his plan is. So now, and when Gopal was crying and shaking, and then Hari just started laughing out loud because his prank was successful. And when he started laughing out loud, Gopal started crying out more louder. And anyhow, I had to pacify him, and I said, "What were you doing to that poor chap?" He said, "I was just trying to act like, what you said about Guruji." That was just my way of seeing whether it works or not. And it works. I said, "Okay." But I said, "But now then, why are you now guilty of making him crying? Guruji wouldn't be guilty. He wouldn't be guilty at all if he would do anything like that." What I mean to say is that the elements of these emotions, the elements of this, say, Akasha and Jala and Vāyu and Prithvi and fire, when these are active, the old habit conditioning is that you get involved in it, you become one in it, you become part of this whole scenario. But Vedanta is saying that you need to be vigilant and know that you are just an observer to all these 25 elements. So you don't become a sadhak by closing your eyes for 1 hour or 2 hours and then you think, "Oh, I'm such a great meditator." No. This is something which requires 24-hour involvement. Because they are not only talking about walking, running, sitting, not only talking about urinating, eating, drinking water. Is not only talking about sitting, is also talking about sleep. Is talking about sleep too. That when sleep comes in, you are the observer. When sleep goes away, you are the observer. And when sleep is happening, you are the observer. Now, is the observer being observed? Is the observer seeing to oneself or not? See, if you don't have this understanding that this mind and body is not me and neither their functions are mine or me, if you don't have this understanding, then you have kind of given your remote control to whole world. So anybody can make you angry or upset or irritated or sad or by just using one harsh word, and that's it. Your balloonish ego gets deflated by just one simple word said by, even by me. You might be doing the pranams and salutations to me, but I know it. If I poke a needle, when you are not prepared, and when you are unconscious, and most of the time you are unconscious, that's why people who are not true to themselves, they get angry with me when I poke my needle, because that deflates them. Here they were feigning to be a great surrendered bhakta and devotee and seeker and whatnot, and at some point I poked one needle and they fell in the pit of their own emotions. And then they will accuse me of being hard on them. But actually, the person falls victim to one's own ignorance, not on harshness of the Guru. Any seeker, any disciple, when thinks like this, that my Guru is hard and harsh onto me, he is no more a disciple actually. No more. Because you are judging and analyzing the Guru. And Guru was trying to pull you out of from your status of being drowned in your emotions and ignorance. And you know what? If somebody is drowning in the river, and if another person goes into the river, jumps, swims to rescue this person who might get drowned, they say that the rescuer has to hold the hair of the person and give one more dunk in the water, and then only start swimming back with this person in one hand. Why? Because if he doesn't do that, that person is out of fear, is throwing his arms and legs so much, he might kick the rescuer, and the rescuer too might get hurt somewhere, so even he would die. So they will hold the head of the person, maybe give another dunk in the water, or give him a big slap, or do something where he is not fighting with the water or with that person who has come to rescue. And then you can come back, holding that person's head or hair, something, because you need to protect yourself first. So no rescue happens without battering the other person. So if somebody says my guru is very soft, it's not a good thing. And if you say my guru should be soft onto me, you are definitely not understanding what being a guru or what a relationship of a guru and a disciple actually is. But because your surrender and so-called seeking is so shallow, guru isn't able to perform in his or her true colors. So I myself am very diplomat, and so I'll be very, diplomatically being kind and nice to everybody, because that is what you are expecting from me. You are not here to be rescued. You are not a true seeker. Your ego is much bigger than your seeking. It's really, really very big. So it's very hard. When I say surrender, then it doesn't mean that you put your head down to the feet of the master alone. It is like bringing your ego down. That is what the true surrender is. So the situation is this, that the mind sees self as me, or should I say, the self is seeing mind as me, the self is seeing the body as me. That's a constant, unchanging factor. But Vedanta is saying this body and all the 25 elements are neither me nor mine. And you are the observer of this body and mind. And you are not this body and not this mind, and neither the functionings of the mind or the body. So I'll take the last one. The 25 elements are not me and mine. What is the conclusion derived from this? Question number 49. Answer: the gross body and its characteristics are name. Now every gross body has all these things, so just be very attentive. One is name, second is caste, jati, third is ashram, stages of life, fourth is varna, the color, 5 is sambandha, relations, 6 is parimana, height, weight, etc., and 7th is birth and death, etc. Right? These are the qualities of a gross body. It will have a name, it will have a caste, it will have a varna, means color, it will have some parimana, that is the height, weight, it will have sambandha, relations to it, and it has the event of birth and event of death. These are called the 7 gunas, the 7 attributes of any gross body. We are not saying your body or dog body or a cow body, we are saying every gross body. When I say gross body, then it is applicable even to sun, moon, and all the stars, tree, mountain, rivers, oceans also. So see how cunningly they use the right word. That's gross body. It's not saying human body. It's saying gross body. So each and every gross body in this universe has these 7 attributes in this, and all of these 7 characteristics are not I, nor mine. This is the derived conclusion. Now, of all the cross bodies in this universe, nobody can come to this two-line conclusion until that person has been seeking, has grace of Ishvara, Veda, Guru, and Self. And then only this person can come to this realization. Otherwise, all the other born in darkness will die in darkness, live in darkness. We will be doing evil karmas, and then we'll be having results of those, and we'll be doing some good karmas, and we'll be having fruit of those. And then one day the body which was born will die, and the mind that will still be alive, and then that's how it moves on to another birth, because to experience the fruits of our karmas we need a physical body. Hence the nature keeps us providing that. As long as the demand is there, the supply will be there. So this one line, all of these 7 characteristics are not I, nor mine. This is the derived conclusion. Now ask yourself, have you come to this conclusion or not? The scripture has come to this conclusion. Have you arrived on this conclusion or not? Okay, rest we'll do tomorrow.